KTM has won 20 Dakars. Hero is about to make it 21, but not for Austria. While the world watched Daniel Sanders secure victory in 2025, they missed the real story happening just minutes behind him. The gap isn't just closing, it's gone. Hero MotoSports has evolved from a participant into the primary threat, quietly assembling a perfect storm of machinery, riders, and logistics to crush the status quo in 2026. While everyone stares at the orange wall, an Indian juggernaut is ready to smash right through it. To understand why this upset is inevitable, you have to look at the hardware first. The bike. Why the Hero 450 Rally is finally ready. The common narrative is that the KTM 450 Rally replica is the only bike capable of winning because it has 20 Dakar wins and refined WP Explore Pro suspension. You look at that spec sheet, and it screams dominance. It's the safe bet. But hold on a second, because Hero has moved past the development phase into pure performance refinement. They aren't fixing problems anymore. They are optimizing for speed. Let's dive into the Hero 450 Rally's evolution. A few years ago, they were experimenting with trellis frame configurations that had mixed results. But the current configuration is a different beast. They've moved to a chassis that blends stability with agility, specifically tuning the flex characteristics for Saudi terrain. While KTM focused on low-end torque for technical sections, Hero went the other way, top-end speed. In the vast, flat-out sections of the empty quarter, having that extra 5 or 10 kilometers per hour isn't just nice. It's the difference between leading the stage and eating dust. This engineering aggression comes from a unique setup: R&D centers in both Germany and Jaipur. This blends precise European rally technology with Indian manufacturing scale. They can prototype, test, and manufacture parts faster than almost anyone else in the bivouac. It's not just about having money, it's about speed of iteration. While KTM refines a legacy platform, Hero is aggressively iterating, turning ideas into parts overnight. Take the 2025 crash data. When things went wrong last year, engineers didn't just repair the damage, they used that data to reinforce specific stress points on the chassis for the 2026 route. They analyzed the impact and engineered the weakness out of the frame. That's the kind of reactive engineering that wins rallies. Then there's the customization for Ross Branch. He specifically requested changes to the fuel tank center of gravity. Handling a fully loaded rally bike in soft dunes is a nightmare if the weight is too high, so Hero redesigned the tanks to carry the fuel lower and more centralized. This might sound like a small detail, but when you are 6 hours into a stage and hitting dune after dune, that lower center of gravity saves the rider's energy. It keeps the bike planted and reduces the physical toll of wrestling the machine. It's the difference between finishing strong and crawling across the line. Now, I know what the skeptics are saying. What about the DNF history? Critics love to point to mechanical failures in the early years to dismiss Hero, but look at the 2024 and 2025 reliability record. Those gremlins are dead. The engines are finishing stages, the electronics are holding up to the heat, and the gearboxes are taking the abuse. They have built a platform that is finally as tough as the riders on it. But a fast bike is useless without a rider crazy enough to push it to the limit. The riders, a three-pronged attack strategy. People look at the entry list and see individual names, but they ignore the war strategy. Hero hasn't just hired fast guys, they have built a pincer movement specifically designed to flank KTM's Daniel Sanders. Sanders is the defending champ, the target. He has Luciano Benavides as his shield, but Hero has countered with two different types of threats breathing down his neck: Ross Branch for raw speed and Nacho Cornejo for tactical navigation. Sanders has to be perfect every kilometer, because if he hesitates, Hero attacks from two directions. The tip of the spear is Ross Branch, the Kalahari Ferrari. After finishing second in 2024 and crashing in 2025, he isn't going there to finish. He is going there to settle a score. He brings the raw, unadulterated speed that forces KTM to ride harder than they want to. He is the guy who will risk it all on a fast dune section just to gain 30 seconds. But speed alone doesn't win Dakar. Navigation does. That's where Nacho Cornejo changes the game. Statistically, Nacho is one of the best stage openers in history. When he wins a stage and has to open the road, he loses less time than almost anyone else. This takes immense pressure off Branch. Instead of Ross burning mental energy navigating, he can let Nacho clear the path while he focuses on pure pace. It allows Branch to ride aggressively while Cornejo handles the chess match. Then you have the wild card, Tobias Ebster, the future. Hero promoted him from the original Bimotto class, where he did his own mechanics and slept in a tent. He is tough as nails. By putting him on a factory bike, Hero is disrupting the Rally 2 dominance that KTM usually holds with guys like Edgar Canet. This forces KTM to split their attention. They can't just focus on the lead pack, they have to worry about the future talent pipeline being challenged too. The service team, the industrial might of a giant. Most fans look at the Dakar bivouac and see the Red Bull KTM tent as the Death Star, this unbeatable fortress of money, resources, and orange branding. Then they look at Hero MotoSports and think, "Oh, look at the plucky underdog trying to keep up with the big boys." That narrative is completely backwards. It is actually laughable when you look at the corporate reality. We need to get one thing straight right now. Hero MotoCorp isn't some garage startup scrapping for parts. They are the world's largest manufacturer of motorcycles and scooters. We are talking about a company that sold 5.9 million units in the fiscal year ending 2025. Let that sink in for a second. Nearly 6 million bikes in one single year. When you have that kind of volume moving out the door, your R&D budget isn't just a budget, it is a war chest. While KTM is balancing the books as a premium European brand, Hero has the financial firepower to outspend almost anyone if they choose to turn the tap on. This isn't David versus Goliath. It is Goliath versus a different, significantly richer Goliath that just decided to wake up and take rallying seriously. You see this industrial might most clearly in the logistics. Getting a rally team to Saudi Arabia is a nightmare that breaks smaller teams. But look at how Hero handled the deployment for 2026. They didn't just ship a few crates of spares. They moved an entire mobile headquarters from Barcelona to Yanbu, timed perfectly for a December 30th arrival. We are talking about a massive fleet of assistance vehicles, tons of spare parts, and enough equipment to rebuild every single bike from the frame-up multiple times over. It is a logistical flex. They aren't scraping by, they are occupying territory. But the real magic happens in the invisible war inside the pits. This is where races are saved or lost. For years, Red Bull KTM set the standard, swapping engines in under 45 minutes while barely breaking a sweat. But Hero has caught up. Reports from the bivouac indicate Hero's mechanics have shaved their major service intervals down to match the Austrians second for second. We are talking about full suspension rebuilds and engine swaps executed with Formula One precision. This matters because every minute saved in the pits is a minute added to the rider's sleep. By matching KTM's efficiency, Hero is buying their riders the ultimate performance enhancer, recovery time. This is the difference between a supported team and a true factory effort. Hero brings the full circus. They have dedicated physios just for recovery. They have data analysts crunching telemetry in real time. They have a support truck structure that rivals Formula One hospitality. This neutralizes KTM's biggest historic advantage: infrastructure. In the past, if a KTM rider had a problem, the Army fixed it. If a rival had a problem, they were on their own. That gap is gone. Hero has built a safety net so thick that Ross Branch can push to 110%, knowing that if he drags the bike back on one wheel, the team will have it brand new by sunrise. And you have to credit the culture shift to team manager Wolfgang Fischer.
Dear friends and fans around the world, after several weeks of silence, I'm happy to be back here in India and to talk to you.
He has stopped playing the "we are happy to be here" game. The vibe has shifted from "let's finish the race" to "let's conquer the desert." You can feel it in the garage. There is a militancy to their preparation now. They aren't hoping for KTM to fail. They are actively preparing to beat them on merit. When you combine the world's biggest manufacturing capacity with a team manager who is tired of second place, you get a dangerous combination. All this tech and money means nothing without the right psychological edge. The hunger factor. Why 2026 is the tipping point. Dakar history favors the incumbent. You see it with KTM's long reign. Repeat winners are common because winning breeds confidence. When you know you can do it, you ride differently. But there is a flip side to that coin. The 10th anniversary pressure currently sitting on Hero MotoSports is forcing them into a corner, and that is exactly where you want a rally team to be. They have to take risks that KTM, as the comfortable defender, simply won't take. Think about the corporate reality we just discussed. Hero has been at this for a decade, 10 consecutive appearances. That is 10 years of massive investment, logistical nightmares, and almost moments. Corporate patience has a limit. The board in Delhi isn't signing checks for participation trophies anymore. This drives a level of aggression in the team strategy that is palpable. They aren't looking to finish on the podium. They are looking to justify a decade of work. This aggression aligns perfectly with the 2026 route. The organizers are bringing back more rocky sections and technical navigation traps. This destroys the rhythm of a safe rider. If you are riding defensively, trying to protect a lead or a title like Daniel Sanders, these sections are a nightmare. You hesitate. You check the roadbook twice. You lift off the throttle. But for a hunter like Ross Branch or Nacho Cornejo, this terrain is an opportunity. They can attack the navigation hazards because a mistake changes nothing. They are already chasing. Remember those chassis reinforcements based on the 2025 crash data? This is exactly where they pay off. The bike is built to smash through the rocks that the KTM riders have to dance around. Look at the contrast in motivation. Daniel Sanders is sitting on top of the world. He has the 2025 trophy. He has the #1 plate. The natural human instinct is to protect what you have. You ride to not lose. Ross Branch, he is coming off a crash that cost him a shot at glory. He has nothing in his hands but a throttle. He rides to take. That psychological difference is worth minutes on the stage. We are also seeing a shift in the global landscape. It isn't just Hero. You have brands like Kove swarming the bivouac with numbers. The new contender phenomenon is real. The European establishment, KTM, Husqvarna, GasGas, they are nervous. They are used to fighting each other, not fighting massive industrial giants from India or China who learn faster and spend smarter. The monopoly is under siege from all sides, forcing the Austrians to split their focus while Hero has tunnel vision on one goal. Reports from the pre-Dakar training camps in the dunes paint a very specific picture. The Hero camp wasn't a party. It wasn't a celebration of their W2RC championship. It was focused, angry, and precise. They are training with a chip on their shoulder the size of a spare tire. They know they have the bike. They know they have the team. Now they just need to execute when the pressure hits. Conclusion: the verdict. So, does the orange wall finally crumble? KTM has the trophy and the history, but Hero has the momentum, the money, and the map to steal it. This is the year the balance shifts. Drop a comment below if you think Ross Branch finally gets his win or if the Austrians hold the line. I'll be reading the replies to see who you're betting on. Subscribe to see if my prediction comes true in January.